Hello, traders. FS Collector here. So today is Wednesday, and it is March 20th. So how is everybody doing today? Hopefully we're all ready for the interest rate news. I think that's what we're all here for. How's everybody doing? Thanks for showing up. As always, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. One thing I did forget to do was pull up Forex Factory, so let's do that real quick. Pull up some Forex Factory. So we are definitely here for the interest rate news. Coming out in about 28 minutes now. Federal funds news. Now, they are predicting to keep it flat, which I honestly don't think anybody really expects that they're going to change it. At least I don't think they're going to change it. Most likely, they are going to keep it the same. They're going to keep it at the 5.5. I do think at some point they might start lowering it, but I don't think it's going to be this quarter or this news event, that is. I think they do it every 6 weeks. So maybe I just looked today, and I think the next interest rate after today is April 1st. So maybe in April 1st, they'll think about lowering it 25 points, depending on what happens. I do have to give Powell a little bit of credit because he did say right from the beginning, almost 2 years ago or whatever it was that this started, that he would not lower interest rates until it got to 2%. And I'm pretty sure we're at like 3.2 right now. I think CPI is 3.2 right now. So as long as Powell sticks to his word, which so far he has been, which like I said is why I do have to give him a little bit of credit because he definitely has been sticking to his word. Most likely he's not going to lower interest rates. He's been saying right from the beginning, 2%, 2%, 2%. So I really doubt that he's actually going to lower the interest. I had this line here for about a week now. I just went through and put a line on some of these charts because I thought sometimes it's good just to kind of when you're trying to project what's going to happen at the news, you can kind of put a line on your charts. Let me put that back so I can show you what I mean. There we go. You put a line on your chart and you can kind of say, what is this possibly going to do between now and the news? And if it does do this, what is likely to happen at the news? So, yeah, it's kind of interesting what it's been doing over the last day or so. Now, if you go all the way up to the daily time frame, I mean, it is definitely possible. I did recently kind of change my analysis a little bit on the dollar index because originally I was thinking that this was the end of a correction, even though it is more like a trend. I was thinking that the wave two was over and that this was just gonna, right around here make a lower high and end up continuing back down like a one, two, and three. But looking at what's happened over the last, few days, last couple of weeks, how impulsive up this is, it seems pretty likely that this is a trend, which it definitely is a trend. Seems pretty likely that this is three waves down. ABC, 61% fib. I would say there's a pretty good chance right now we are in a wave C. And if that is true, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if today's news actually did cause the dollar to go down. But I actually think if it does go down, it's probably like a 1-2 pattern. And then eventually, because we were projecting this out in the members meeting today, this morning, and then New York and the London live stream that I do every single day for the members. And we were projecting this out, and it seems pretty likely like this right here is the scenario. I did project it out a little bit on the DXY right here. I think it's probably pretty likely this is a one. I do think today's news probably is going to cause it to go down more for a two, probably a three, a four, and a five. We also have this gap up here from a Powell speech way back in, I think it was November, right? Let me look at, yeah, November 1st. So this right here is a gap in the market, and this is from November 1st, and this is a Powell speech also. So most of the time, gaps do get filled. Definitely not always, but most of the time, DXY gaps do eventually get filled. There's one right there that definitely got filled. And there was a couple back here. There was one right here. Look where that just turned. Almost perfect. So gaps on the DXY do normally get filled eventually, which does kind of lead you to believe that this is an ABC. And right now, we're probably making a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern to the upside. It does look like it's going to be pretty deep, because if this still is a wave two, that's a pretty deep correction to be a wave two. But we'll see, I guess. I do much prefer to analyze the U.S. dollar, but I projected that out on the DXY because it was a little easier to see because I don't look at that one every day. So, hmm. So it's kind of interesting what this has been doing over the last couple of days because I was originally thinking that I was like, oh, this is going to be perfect. When I had this line here, I was like, oh, this is going to be a wave A. This is going to make one, two, three waves up for a wave B. And I was like, this is going to go down, make a wave C. And then the news is going to cause it to continue the uptrend. Because this right here probably is really the end of a wave B by the looks of it on the higher time phase. It probably is very, very likely that it is a wave B. But now it really looks more like a wave 5, doesn't it? It looks more like this is a 3, this is a 4, and this is a 5. Definitely has that 3, 4, 5 shape. Probably down here someplace there's a 1, 2. Like right here, there's a 1, 2. This is all a wave 3, 4, and 5. So definitely a little bit of an interesting pattern it's made. The fact that it's down so much would definitely lead you to believe that the market would go up, like the dollar would go up. But I actually think this is going to probably be a bull trap. I mean, the spike reversal is an extremely common pattern for this news event. I actually do think it is going to go up maybe initially. It might even go up and take out these highs, but I think it's going to be a spike reversal. I think this is what's going to happen. It's going to go up, take out those highs, and then it's going to start working its way down. I think what's going to happen over the next couple of weeks is this is going to make a wave two on like the 1 hour time frame, probably better seen on the 4 hour time frame. I think this is probably pretty likely to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, even though that I don't really like the fact that the wave four is so small compared to the wave two, but it definitely looks like a five-way pattern. It probably is a wave one. This probably is going to go down, break structure, but I think it's not going to be a huge surprise to the market. I think it's going to actually start a correction, which will probably be a wave two, and then eventually it will go up and make that 3, 4, and 5, like what I was just showing you on the DXY. So if we expect that on the US dollar, which I kind of do, I think at this point I pretty much think that that is the most likely outcome for me. That is definitely what I'm sticking to. I do think that it is going to go up initially just to trap people, and then it's probably going to go down. Or maybe it's going to do the opposite, and this is an irregular ABC. We're going to have to see, I guess. It could possibly spike down, make a wave C, and then end up drifting up. So definitely two completely different scenarios. So it kind of seems to me like spike reversal to the upside is going to be the most likely scenario for me. And then over the next week or two, it'll probably end up making an ABC of two. ABC of two is what I would expect to see. So that's definitely what I'm expecting to see. I'll stay on this chart for now. Most people do prefer the black charts. I prefer the white charts, and I'm a little bit on the colorblind side, so I think white charts actually work much better for me. Let's see. So if we expect that on the US dollar, we would have to expect the same movement on all the dollar pairs. So I think it would make a lot of sense for this to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of A. I think it'd make a lot of sense for this to be a wave B. And I also think it's going to make a lot of sense for this to go down, make a wave C. And it's still probably going to be a 1 and a 2. Probably go down, take out this low, and then continue back up for that big old wave 3. So yeah, I do agree, Chrissy, that white is definitely better on your eyes. I'm just a little bit colorblind, and I don't really like the green and white because sometimes it's hard for me to tell the difference between green and white. So yeah, that's definitely what I'm expecting. I'm expecting the yo is actually probably going to continue to downtrend. So I was saying that the dollar was likely to spike up, which kind of makes me think that this might spike down and then do that. Maybe not that dramatic, but like this. I kind of think this is what's going to happen over the next week or so, and it's going to be an ABC correction, ABC of two, probably something like that. That's definitely what I'm expecting to see. I mean, pretty much take that all across the board, and that's pretty much what I expect to see on everything, really. And the pound dollar does kind of lead you to believe that this ABC isn't over, doesn't it? One, two, three. Hmm. Pound dollar is definitely a little different. Now it almost looks like it could spike up and then down. We're gonna have to look through these pairs. How long do we got? We got about 19 minutes. Definitely need to take a look at all these pairs. That's for sure. Yeah, the Aussie dollar kind of almost thinks that too, doesn't it? This would be an A. This would be a B. Go up for a C and then back down. Yeah. Or is it going to do spike reversal to the downside, which actually would make a lot of sense because that would be the 3, 4, 5. Let me see. That definitely does make more sense on the Aussie dollar. It definitely makes sense on the pound dollar. Maybe I'll do this 3, 4, 5 to make that 3, 4, 5 shape and then do a break of structure. and then probably pretty much be done for the day, and then eventually over the next week or so make an ABC correction. Hey Menu, how's it going, buddy? Nice to see you. I think that is pretty dang likely. Kiwi dollar's already been going down. Maybe we won't even get a spike reversal. I mean, it doesn't happen every single time, but boy, it definitely happens the majority of the time. I think something like that is pretty likely to happen. I do think it is going to go up, but I don't think it's going to be the big whip and move that everybody expects it to be. I think it's just going to be an ABC correction, and then maybe next week or so. We have non-farm payroll in a week or so too, so maybe that's what will actually cause it to go back up. I think non-farm payroll is actually 2 weeks away, but yeah, look at that. Man, this one does kind of lead you to believe the dollar could go up. Some of them definitely do kind of lead you to believe the dollar could just go up today, which is definitely what I thought yesterday until I saw the pattern that it made. I don't really think that's going to go up. Hmm. That's more because of the CAD, though. I think the CAD made that pattern. That's why it looks so much different than the other ones. Yeah, like that's definitely caused by the Canadian, I think, because we had oil news today, and I think that's what happened. Is the oil news moved the Canadian pairs because oil is very, very correlated with the Canadian because they make a lot of it there, obviously. I think this is what's going to happen on the dollar Swiss. And the dollar yen, I always consider the dollar yen way more of a yen pair than a dollar pair. But this is definitely going to be affected by today's news also. Yeah, I just think if you compare the dollar yen to all the yen pairs, they are way, way, way more correlated to the yen pairs than they are the dollar. Maybe it's going to go up one more time just to trap everybody in a buy. I honestly think that's probably what's going to happen. And then it's going to go down, make a crutch, and there will be a wave four. And then next week sometime it'll continue back up for a wave five. So how about gold? Gold definitely has a mind of its own. So if I think the dollar could spike up, which this one's already kind of spiked up. So if I think the dollar could go up just a little bit and then this go down, maybe that would make sense. Maybe this will turn into a bigger, like more complex correction, which it's already kind of a complex correction, honestly. It's stretched out into a pretty complex looking thing. So what if it spiked up and then it turned into like a bigger correction like this? Made some sort of a like A B C D E type triangle, ascending triangle type thing. That probably is the most likely scenario, huh? Let's look at some of these other pairs that I would never trade these pairs, but sometimes I look at them just to get some clarity. Oh, that definitely looks like it's going up still. Hmm. Maybe it will go up just a little bit and then down, break structure, start a correction, and then back up. I think that is what's going to happen, honestly. Like I said, I don't trade these pairs. I just look at them for correlation with the dollar because we definitely want to know what the dollar's going to do. So the dollar's been going down pretty hard all day. So the news might already be played in. Maybe we won't even get the spike reversal. Maybe we'll just get the continuation of the downtrend like that. So if oh no, I do have a backwards on gold, don't I? Sorry, I'm about that. Yeah, I do too. So it would be a spike down and then up. That's what I would expect to see on gold. And this one would probably be making a wave five, while the other one made a correction. And then when the dollar turned up, this would turn down. That's exactly what I was talking about earlier today. Now I remember. So go to the 4 hour time frame. I bet this is going to go down, stop everybody out, maybe even go all the way down to 38, but possibly not. Maybe like that. And then it's going to start working its way up over the next week or so for a wave five. And then while the dollar goes up for wave three, this is going to make an ABC correction, which I think will be a one and a two. And then probably in April, it'll go up for a wave three. That's definitely what I think is going to happen on gold. It makes a lot of sense to me, and it lines up with the dollar like really, really well. So I does definitely think that makes the most sense to me. Let me see what we got here. I got the PAL speeds queued up. Hopefully, I don't know if this is even it. I think that's an old speech, even though it says live. I feel like it's not live. So once we get closer to the news, I think that'll be good to watch that. We got to keep an eye on the calendar, obviously. We want to make sure that we know what's going on there. And if anybody hasn't done so, definitely check out my website. I just launched this website brand new last week, and because of the website, I am offering my membership cheaper than I've ever offered my membership before. You can currently sign up for my membership for $30 a month. And if you're paying with pounds, that's like 24, 25 pounds a month. If you're paying with euros, that's like 27 euros a month. This is way, way cheaper than I've ever offered it before. And with the membership, you do get access to my London and my New York live streams. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I do a 90-minute live stream starting at 7:30 a.m. UK time for the London session. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I do a 2-hour Zoom meeting, which these are both Zoom meetings. On Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I do a 2-hour Zoom meeting starting at 1 p.m. UK time. And during these meetings, it's really all about analysis. But during these meetings, we look for potential trade setups. Also, with the $30 membership, you do get access to my trading course, which comes free with the membership. You get access to all my private channels on Discord, all the educational information I have on Discord, which I have a ton of it. And every single swing trade I get in, every single trade that I consider a swing trade, I share with the group. Every single time I enter a swing trade, I tell the people in my premium membership that I'm entering a trade. I tell them where I'm putting my stop loss. And yeah, every single trade I enter. So I mean, it wouldn't take long to make your money back. That's for sure. Just by following a couple of my swing trades. That's why I call it learning and earning at the same time because I want you to learn to trade. But while you're learning to trade, you could potentially follow some of my setups. And this is 100% not a signal service. I do give you my stop loss. I do not give you my take profit because I do not use a take profit. I am not a fan of take profits. I would never want to limit myself to how much money I could make. I want the market to tell me how much money I could make in the move. So, anyways, if anybody is interested in joining this, like I said, it's the cheapest I've ever offered it. The website is https. I'll put the link in the chat in the description, but fxpipcollector.com. And also take a look at my Discord channel. Even if you don't want to join my membership, I do have a free Discord channel. I currently have 4,700, no, 4,804 members in the group right now. So definitely check out my Discord channel. My Discord channel is 100% free, but you're not going to get access to any of these additional benefits like the live streams and stuff like that. So definitely, if anybody's interested, it's $30 US dollars a month. And you can cancel after 1 month if you're not happy. I mean, this it's not a commitment. You can pay $30 and then if you're not happy, quit at the end of the month. So yeah, honestly, we've been doing pretty good with trading. I've been doing really, really well with some swing trading, definitely. And some of the people in my group have also been doing really, really well. I really want people, like I said, the main purpose of this is for people to learn to trade. I want everybody to learn to trade. I don't want to just give you all the trades, but that's why I call it learning and earning. Because while you're learning to trade by following my trading course and all my educational information, you can also follow along with some of my swing trades. Not a signal service, and I am not a scalper. You're never going to find me on the 5 minute or 1 minute time frame looking for trades. So definitely keep that in mind. I am definitely not a scalper. I'm not even a big fan of the 15 minute. I prefer like a little bit of a higher time frame for sure. Oh, thanks a lot, Menu. Yeah, Menu's one of my boy. He's been a member of mine for a very long time. It's been like almost 2 years now, I think. So thanks a lot, Menu. Thanks for stopping by. So yeah, definitely, it's an awesome group. I prefer the group too, just because I prefer being in a group because you can learn a lot of people. I learn stuff from people in my group all the time. And being in a group of like-minded traders is really, really good, really, really beneficial for your progress in your trading for sure. So definitely check that out. Like I said, the link is in the chat and in the description. It's pretty easy to remember though, and it's fxpipcollector.com. HTTPS forward slash forward slash. Definitely give it a look. So let's see if you're gonna place any orders. Either don't do it at all or do it before the news because if you try to do it within the first minute or so, it's gonna just be too late. It's gonna be gone. So yeah, it's kind of up to you guys whether you feel like you want to get in anything or not. It's kind of dangerous right now. I wish that it was set up like I wanted it to be set up. I thought for sure this was going to look like this before the news, and then it was going to set up for a nice long. And honestly, it still is in an uptrend. So honestly, I do think it is going to go up, but I think the move up is just going to be a spike reversal. But it could possibly just keep on going up. So I feel like the most likely scenario is this is a one, and this is going to go like this, and then make a wave two, and then later on go up for a wave three. Definitely seems like the most likely the scenario to me, but I guess we'll find out pretty shortly, won't we? We got about 7 minutes until the news comes out. And then we have 30 minutes until the speech starts, unfortunately, which I wish they would do it like right after, like at 8:10, at like 10 minutes after the news comes out. I wish they would do the speech. And because unfortunately we have to wait for the Q&A version of the speech before we're really going to know on a direction. Yeah, the Q&A is when, the press starts asking questions, and that's when the market actually usually does make a move is during the Q&A. So we're gonna have to listen to Powell for up to 30 minutes, and then we're gonna have a Q&A. So it's gonna be UK time. It's probably gonna be about 7:15, 7:30 before the market even settles into a direction. That's the only reason why this news is a little bit of a pain, I feel like, because the news comes out, and what often happens is it does this, it does like a big spike right when the news comes out. It'll move like a bunch of pips, and then the half an hour it takes for the speech to start, it usually goes back down, slowly drifts back down, and by the time the speech starts, most of the time it's all the way back at the starting line, and then it will bounce up and down and all around during the speech, and then after the Q&A version of the speech, that's when it will usually settle into a direction. So unfortunately, this is like at 90-minute, 2-hour progress, this thing. So I do have the speech queued up so we can take a look at it. I'm probably gonna have to restart it again, but yeah, definitely got it ready so we can go check that out and see what happens, I guess. Like I said, if you are gonna place an order, but you're probably gonna want to do it before the news or wait until the speech. Once the speech comes out, then you can probably, then that would probably be a good time to do it. Gold already breaking starter. Mm. Yeah, man, I don't know. I feel like the dollar's gonna make one push up at the news, but I could be wrong. I think what's possibly gonna happen is this is gonna go down, probably sweep all these lows, and then it's gonna go like this, slowly start going up, like probably real slow, but we'll see, I guess. I'm gonna enter something, that's for sure. I'm just gonna enter a very small position on the euro dollar because I like to have a little bit of money in the game, a little bit of skin in the game for this. I'm just typing right now in the members area on Discord because once you become a member, you get access to all the private areas on Discord. So right now, if anybody is interested, it's the cheapest I've ever offered it. Right now, I'm telling everybody in my members area what I'm doing on the euro dollar. So if anybody else wants to participate, they can. Uh, all right. So like I said, I'm just telling everybody in my members area what's going on. Hey Willie, how's it going? He's another one of my members. Nice to see you, buddy. Yeah. All right. So, like I said, if anybody's interested, definitely join my Discord channel. If not, the Discord channel itself is 100% free. You never have to pay a dime if you don't want to. But if you are interested in my membership, it's $30 a month, which is crazy cheap, especially with the fact it comes with a trading course, it comes with access to my swing trading, comes access to all the Discord information, and I do 9 live streams or Zoom meetings a week. I do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 90-minute meeting in the London session. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I do a 2 hour live stream, a Zoom meeting in the New York session. So I do 9 Zoom meetings a week where we look for trades at these meetings. We look for trades. We take trades most days. We try to enter something or at least look for some sort of trade. Not, there's not always going to be a trade every single day in the market unless maybe you're a scalper, but so if anybody's interested, definitely check it out. I'd be more than happy to hopefully help you become a consistently profitable trader. That's kind of the idea, right? That's kind of the goal is for everybody to become a little bit on the consistent, independent trader. Maybe someday be even better quit your job over it. All right. Let's see here. I'm just entering a trade right now on something, one of the dollar pairs. I honestly do not really recommend it. It is pretty dangerous to tell you the truth, but it's a small position. It's literally like 0.1% of my account, so definitely not too worried about it. Thanks a lot, FX Pat. Thanks a lot, buddy. I appreciate that. We got a lot of people in the group that have been following me for a long time, so I really appreciate the support of everybody in the group. Thank you very much. Very, very kind of you. I do kind of think of the group as, you do build some really good friendships in the group. There's definitely some people in the group I would say that we built some good friendships with. So it's awesome. Like I said, I learned stuff from them almost as much as they learned from me. So one hand feeds another, definitely. Well, we got about a minute 20 until the news comes out. And then we're going to have to wait about an hour almost until the Q&A, until the speech is over. So that's when I'm going to start taking some requests. So once the news is out, if you have something you would like me to look at for you, like you want me to look at a pair and analyze a pair for you, then after the news is out, maybe about 5 minutes after the news is out, you can request. Hey, Irvin, I think, yeah, Irvin's another one of my members. Thank you, buddy. I try to help. Definitely. I try to do what I can, that's for sure. I want to see as many people be successful traders as possible. I really do. I wish everybody could just be a successful trader, honestly. I mean, geez. So the more people that are successful, I feel like the more hedge funds we could take down or something. You know what I mean? All right, so I'm gonna watch the DXY just because the DXY is kind of telling us what all the dollar pairs are doing. We got about 15 seconds. I am betting on long the dollar, but I think there's a good chance it could be a spike reversal. So let's see what happens. 5 seconds. Oh, is it gonna spike reversal in that direction or what? It might be going down to make a wave C, honestly. Ooh, I bet that is going to be a wave C, possibly. I was thinking the dollar was going to go down. I just thought maybe it would go up first. That could be an ABC right there. Okay, let's see if it does the famous spike reversal that the market is so famous for during these news events. It is definitely an extremely common pattern, that's for sure. Let's see what happens. We gotta give it a little time. If it just keeps ripping in that direction, then I think that's the direction for the day. If it doesn't, then we're probably gonna get a spike reversal. Hmm. It's kind of holding somewhat. That's stupid. Trading view. Trading view is a pain in the butt sometimes to trade from. There it goes. Finally, it's wicked laggy lately. I don't know if any of you guys actually trade from trading view, but boy, sometimes the thing is really laggy with your orders. It takes a while before it actually gets in there. Might have to switch back to MT5 here pretty soon at this rate. ABC, or is it just going to keep going down? Like I said, my direction for the dollar was definitely down. I just was thinking maybe we're going to get the famous spike reversal. I do think it probably will go back. It's probably going to pull way back, but we're going to have to decide whether it's going to be an ABC or whether it's going to keep going up or whether it's just going to hold this direction. What happened with the news? Did they actually do anything? Did they change it? Probably not, huh? No, stayed flat. So they didn't change anything. I think the dollar might just keep going down, honestly, at this point. Oh man, I wonder if that's just going to turn into a big wave three. It definitely could. Hmm. I could definitely picture that being an ABC too, possibly. So that's why I'm going to give it a few minutes. Yeah, gold long. I was going to say, if this, I bet gold is long. Be careful. Most of the time, the first move is not the real move. That's why I had this labeled as an ABC. But once in a while, it'll just go in one direction and not do it. But a lot of the times, the first move is not the real move when it comes to these news events. Yeah, we're gonna go look at some requests here in about 5 minutes or so. I'm just trying to see what happens here. I'll go through and look at pretty much anything anybody wants here in a little while. But obviously, the dollar is going to be one of the main focuses. But while we're waiting for Powell's speech to start, I will take some requests. No problem. It might just keep going. Let me put it in the chats here. Yeah, wow, it's definitely a pretty solid move, wasn't it? I still think there's a good chance to spike reversal, or at least go back to the starting line, one of the two. But I mean, I think the market's going to pull back now. Possibly will go all the way back to the starting line. Yeah, well, everything I talk about on here applies to the dollar pairs. I use the dollar analysis for all my entries on the dollar pairs, except for the dollar yen, but these pairs I do. Yeah, it's definitely waiting for Powell. There's no doubt about that. 100%. Let's go see what some of these things did. Let's go to like the 4 hour. Definitely got to break a structure. Let's see if it holds. If it holds, I will be more than happy to start looking for longs. That's for sure. We'll see. And like I said, I've been talking about this for several weeks, but I was originally thinking this was an ABC correction and this was just going to keep on trending up. So if it does do that, then we definitely want to get on board. I was originally thinking that the wave two was already over and this was a wave one and this was like just a correction, just a subdivision of a much bigger uptrend, which it definitely still could be. So, but this move has to hold before we decide on that. Same thing on the pound dollar. My original analysis on all these pairs was that this was an ABC correction, and this was just going to turn into a big old uptrend. But I still feel like this is going to go down. I still think it's going to go down. Looking at the dollar, I kind of doubt it. It's just going to keep going. We'll see though. My direction on the dollar has been down. That's what I've been saying all day was down the dollar. I was thinking that this was going to be a big old correction, a big old wave two. That's what I think is going to happen on the dollar at least. ABC of two, and then maybe non-farm payroll in a couple of weeks will be what actually causes this to end the correction and continue back up. Oh wow, the dollar does seem like it's holding pretty well. Oops, wrong chart. Sorry. We'll see. It might just keep going. I gotta check my other trades. I'm in a few pairs, so I gotta see what's going on here. The dollars are not the only trades that I'm in right now. Yeah, everything, nothing else really moved a whole lot. At least none of my other trades, at least. My euro pound trade is finally starting to look a little better. All right. Yeah, I mean, if this holds above Strutzer, then I'm totally gonna be on the long side for the next few days. Probably next few weeks, honestly. But we had, oh wow, look at the Aussie. We had to see this thing hold first. My original analysis, if you look back to last week, was this was an ABC correction. So we'll see. This thing has got to hold two pound speeds before we really decide on that. That's for sure. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, we got to break a structure on pretty much everything. So, but in order for me to believe this is a real move, it definitely has to hold. I don't think it's a real move. I still don't think it's a real move, but we'll see. Yeah, look at it. It's already going back down. We'll see. Until Powell shows his face, I don't believe it. I don't believe that this is going to hold. US dollar again, I think is starting a wave four. I heard somebody just mention it. I think this is the beginning of a wave four. It might go up one more time, but I think it's going to make a wave four. I think it was the pound yen somebody mentioned. I don't know. Either way, pretty much the same thing on the pound yen. I personally think, even though this is a very odd looking pattern, I think this is going to go down. Possibly like this. But we'll see. I really feel like this needs to make a wave five on the higher time frame, so I wouldn't be surprised if it did go up, but I think this is going to go down. I think we're going to see a spike reversal, but we'll definitely time will tell, that's for sure. Mm, yeah, right. And I have to stop loss on. There we go. All right. Yeah, all right. So now let's see what happens. We need to see these moves hold before we are willing to even remotely be satisfied with this. Look at the pound yen go. Man, whoever was just saying something about the pound yen, they must have tried to go short because otherwise, yeah, look at that, man. If you watched any of my recent videos on the pound yen, I would definitely have been telling people to go long and do absolutely nothing but look for longs at the end of every single pullback you see. I don't really understand the fascination with people thinking that right here is a good time to go short. Like, no, that's definitely not a good time to go short. They see this on the daily, like big push to the upside, and they're like, oh, that looks like a good short. No, it definitely doesn't. It looks like a good long. So be careful. I am a trend trader. I'm definitely not looking to catch these tops and bottoms. I'm looking to trade the living heck out of these middles. Every single pullback I see, just get in, get in, get in, get in, get in, get in. Don't fight the trend. The trend is your friend. So definitely you don't want to fight that trend, that's for sure. Yeah, we gotta kind of wait it out now. Let's see. Let's see. So, uh, yeah, if you guys, I guess we can start taking some requests, I guess. We've already looked at the dollar pairs plenty. Yeah, I don't trust that move either, man. That's exactly what I'm saying. I definitely don't trust that move. Yeah, EU, same thing. I just looked at it. It could be a 1, 2, 3 if it holds, but I honestly don't think it's gonna hold. I think it's an ABC. I think it's gonna go down. Yeah, let's go start looking at some things besides the dollar pairs. With the dollar is definitely going to be the main focus most of the night, but we've already covered all the dollar pairs pretty thoroughly. So let's go check out some other things. Let's go look at the pound kiwi for deltagon, deltagon. Just a minute here. Sorry, just trying to maintain my trades and stuff. All right, just checking some status on some of my other trades here real quick, and then we'll look at the pound kiwi and we'll go take some requests. Yeah, everything didn't nothing really moved a whole heck of a lot except for the dollar. So dollar pairs definitely moved, but everything else. That's kind of what I'm thinking, Lucas, but I could be wrong. We have to get through this Power piece before I'm really dedicated on any threats, and that's for sure. We need to see Pow show his ugly face, and then once he starts talking, then we can start deciding on a move. That's for sure. Ouch. I personally think this is going to be a fake out, but I could be wrong. Let's go look at some other things for the next 15, 20 minutes, and then we'll come back to this. Uh, X Deltagon wants me to look at the pound kiwi, right? Yeah, pound kiwi. Oh, hi, Sally, excuse me. We can definitely get rid of these lines I had here too. Let me do that just real quick. It'll only take a minute. I put lines on all these charts to identify where the news was because I like to try to draw with my pen. I like to try to project these moves to see what the most likely thing I think to happen is going to be. All right. So let's see. Let's go look at the pound kiwi. Oh, pound kiwi right there. Definitely. I personally think the pound kiwi is in a wave three. I do know that there's some other a wave three, a wave five that is. I think this is a one, a two, a three, a four, and a five on the weekly. So if that's true, that means we're in the middle of a wave three right now. And if we're in the middle of a wave three, then we definitely want to be trading that thing in that direction, that's for sure. Which is the direction to the upside. So what would I be doing on this? I personally would want to see it, but I would hope it does go down and break structure. Because if it breaks structure like over here, that means it's probably going to be the beginning of a brand new trend. What happens then when you see a structure break, but the higher time frames are in a uptrend? That means that it's the beginning of a brand new correction, ABC. And then what do I do at the end of a correction? I go long for the continuation of the weekly uptrend. So I am definitely 100% looking for longs on this. For sure. If anybody wants me to look at some pairs in the next 15 minutes while we're waiting for Pal, put in the chats. I'd be more than happy to look at pretty much anything for you guys. We will definitely be looking at the dollar pairs, plenty. So let's look at some other stuff if anybody's interested. We gotta wait until 6:30 my time, UK time. I'm not in the UK, but I am in the UK time zone. But we gotta wait until 6:30 UK time for the speech to start. No, there we go. Hey Danny, how's it going? Yeah, let's look at the Kiwi CAD for him. I personally think we're in a yeah. Oh man, that thing is definitely confirmed the wave three. I think 1, 2, 3 for sure. 1, 2, 3. I think this is extremely clearly a five-way pattern. Wave A. I think this is three waves up. Wave B. I think this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wave one probably, or possibly wave A. I guess. I think this is an A. I think this is a B. I think this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of wave C, which it might even go all the way down to test this line down here. And once that's over, which I believe is a wave two or possibly a wave B, it definitely could be a wave B. Once that's over, I think we'll have the continuation of the uptrend. So I am definitely expecting to see lots of sorting opportunities on sorter time frames. It does kind of look like it could possibly make a little bit of a move to the upside. I mean, depending on if you're a scalper or a day trader or a swing trader, I mean, maybe you could, if you see a break of starts there, maybe you could try to go long on some of the time frames. But I personally, myself, would be looking for ABC corrections that go short like this. One, two, three waves up, go short. One, two, three waves up, go short. One, two, three, four, five waves up, very corrective looking, go short. So I'm definitely looking for a recognizable correction to go short. And they definitely all over the place. So keep an eye out for some shorts, definitely. Yeah, we can look at Bitcoin, and we'll look at Bitcoin right now. And then we'll look at oil. I think Bitcoin is in a wave four. I think the wave three is over, at least for now. I think this is extremely clearly a one, a two, a three. I think this is probably a four. Now, one thing we kind of have to remember is this wave four is probably, at least on the time scale. Let me get rid of that oscillator too. I don't really use indicators much. So as far as the time scale goes, I think this wave four will last probably about the same time as that wave two. So that means that this is probably going to stretch out to about the same distance. So I personally think Bitcoin's going to be pretty choppy for a while. I personally think it is going to go up again. I definitely think it's going to go up again, but I like to use not that. I like to use a trend line just to measure how long the wave two was, and then project it off the top of the wave three. This correction, I bet, is going to end up looking something like this. I think it's going to end up at the 30 or the 50%. It might even go down to the 50, especially with that rally base rally right there and this little top right here. Maybe it will go down to the 50. But I think it's going to make an ABC of four, and then eventually it's going to go back up, and maybe it's not even a wave four. It could just be a subdivision of a much, much, much bigger uptrend. And if that's the case, this will just keep on trending and keep on trending. But I think it's gonna mess with people for a while. I think it's gonna be in a corrective pattern, probably some sort of complex correction like ABCDE, a triangle, a falling wedge, a flat pattern, a WXY, on and on and on. There's all kinds of different patterns it could make. And pretty much every single Elliott Wave pattern that is in the Elliott Wave books, I have the bull and the bear version in my educational tab on Discord. So, like I said, if you have not joined my free channel, definitely join my channel. It is 100% free to join. You'd never have to pay a dime. And I really do want to, even if you join as a free member, I want a community of traders in the group. And I want people to help each other out. I want you to ask questions. I want you to stay a free member for as long as you like. There's never a commitment for you to pay. I definitely do offer a membership, and if you are interested, it is on my website, fxpipcollector.com. It is $30 a month, and it does come with the swing trade setups, 9 live Zoom meetings a week where we look for entries, educational information, and a bunch of other stuff. So definitely check that out. The link for that is going to be in the chat and in the description also. Yeah, we're going to go back and look at gold. We're going to look at all the dollar pairs. Let's go look at oil because that was just requested, and then we're going to look at the dollar pairs again. We had a little bit of oil news today, earlier on today. I was almost thinking that maybe it was going to go up. I took a tiny, tiny little long, and then I got out almost as fast as I get in. But I think it was right there that today when the news came out. I did take a little bit of a long right there, and then I got in right there, and I got out right there. So definitely wasn't. It was like the tiniest little loss ever. But I think it's extremely clear. Hey T Wick, oh nice, you've been on for more than a year, definitely. That's awesome, buddy. Don't be afraid to post your charts, chat with other members, ask questions, all kinds of stuff. I'm usually fairly busy with the premium members and my own trading because I am definitely a trader, but you can definitely interact with lots of people in my group that are more than willing to help each other out. I think this is making a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's a wave A. If we go out to the higher time frames, I'll show you what I mean. I think it's going to be an ABC. A, B, C. And then I do think it is going to go up more because I think it's going to go up to the top of this channel right here. And probably at least maybe even beyond that. So I would definitely, depending on what kind of trader, it all depends on what kind of trader you are. I always say that to my members too. But I think it's gonna do this, and then I think it'll do that, and then I think it'll do this, and then I think it'll do that. So I think it's gonna end up being a pretty nice opportunity, maybe in a few days to go long, or you could possibly get a couple sorts if you're a scalper. Yeah, let's take a look at the US 30, no problem. And then we'll start the power speeds shortly. And then we'll look at some dollar pairs again. They have, since the news came out, they haven't really done a whole heck of a lot. They went up awful strong, but now they're not doing a whole lot. Man, this US 30 is definitely still in an uptrend. My next target on this is right here at the 61.8 with around 40,200. 40,200 is my target on this thing. Man, look at that beautiful ABC crescent right there. What a beauty. Even right here, 3 waves down. What a beautiful ABC. I love to stop and appreciate when I see such a nice ABC crescent because I just think about how easy it would be just to go long every time I saw an ABC and just make pretty much endless amounts of money in the markets if you can at least beat those trading psychology issues that we all deal with. Like this. Look at that. Beautiful entry right there. So I personally would definitely only be looking for longs right now, and I definitely would only be looking to go long on these pullbacks. Pretty much every single time I saw anything that looked like remotely like a Quetzal, I would go long, and I would continue to do so. So hopefully it does go down, because if it goes down, that should give us another opportunity to go long for the continuation of the uptrend for sure. So definitely looking for longs, that's for sure. So yeah, no more requests. So let's switch back to the dollar, I guess. We got about 7 minutes or so until the power speed starts. As soon as that guy shows his face, this thing's probably gonna start bouncing all over the place. And also, by the way, what did I say was gonna happen? We were gonna make a big move. I actually thought it was gonna be the other direction. I'll be the first to admit that. But I thought there was gonna be a big move, and I thought it was gonna go right back to the starting line. And what is happening? It made a big move to the upside. Now it's going back to the starting line. And maybe it'll just keep drifting down for the rest of the day because now I think we have a proper ABC correction. I think this is possibly, depending on what Powell says and does, I think this is possibly going to go down maybe. We'll see. It is going to literally mess with people's minds for the next hour. It's going to go up and down and spike and get all volatile and everything else. I definitely don't play those volatility mind games that the market plays. That's for sure. A, B, C. I think this is going to start drifting down. Even the Aussie dollar, man, look at that. A, even though that's a higher high, A, B, C, it's just what I would call an irregular ABC or a WXY or something like that. Wave B, wave C, back down again. I think that's pretty dang likely in my opinion. Kiwi is actually quite a bit different, but that's because the Kiwi is so weak. Even though this is a lower low, I would definitely still call this an ABC because it's an ABC on all the other ones. So why wouldn't it be an ABC on this one? And honestly, this could be one of the weakest ones. So, oh, I'm sorry, gold is dumping. I bet it is. US dollar Swiss. Look at that. This is extremely clear to me. ABC. Up she goes. I bet. I'm already betting. I already got money on the line, so I'm already entered 2 positions on a pair at a US dollar pair since right before the news came out. So definitely got some money on the line. Waiting for to see what happens. US dollar Swiss barely even went down. I bet that's gonna keep going up too. Yeah, kind of a weird pattern, but I'm gonna get rid of that. It's definitely a very odd pattern. I'm not really 100% sure how I'd count it. It almost looks like some sort of WXY type deal. WXYZ deal. ABCW. ABCX. Maybe it's like a triple, maybe it's just a triple zigzag. A, B, C, Y. Hold on, maybe A, B, C, A, B, C, X, A, B, C, X? That doesn't work. I like the first count better. I like this count better. A, B, C, W, A, B, C, X, A, B, C, Y, A, B, C, Z, uh, Z, and then down. I don't know. Definitely not really a good way to count it, is there? I don't know. You guys just, I don't even think it's really important to put a count on everything. I could possibly see this continuing up because it does look like it needs a wave 5, but this wave 4 already seems almost too big to even be a wave 4 anymore, really. So probably gonna do something like this, I bet. That's definitely what I think is most likely to happen. Unfortunately, we have to wait for Powell now. Oh well, here we go. When Jenkin gave us a good link. Let me copy this. I'll use that link because I don't know about this YouTube one that I have here. Thanks, but thanks, Jenkin. It's still a YouTube link, but here we go. 2:30 New York time and 6:30 UK time. 7:30 Europe time. A triple. I said it was a triple Z. A triple three. How else would you count? I don't even think it's important to count it, but A B C X A B C X doesn't really work to me. I wouldn't call that a triple three. A triple three is this: A B C X A B C X A B C. That's definitely not what I see. How would you call that a triple? It's definitely not a triple three. If it was a triple three, then this would be an X A B C, which is definitely not what we see. So yeah, that is definitely not a triple three in my opinion. But I don't even really think it's that important to try to put a good count on it. From my experience, the people that are worried about having the correct count on everything are the people that really, really struggle with their trading, in my experience. Because Elliott Wave has got a lot of flaws, in my opinion. Speed starts in 30 seconds. Like I said, the people that are really, really focused on having the perfect Elliott Wave count, in my experience, are the ones that have a really hard time making any money in the markets. I'm more focused on structure and I'm more focused on higher time frame analysis. I'm not trying to. I don't even really try to count much below the 4 hour time frame. I think it's pretty much useless to even try. So here we go. We got a speech starting. Here we go. Watch what happens when Powell shows his face. Let's see what happens. I gotta make sure closed caption is on because I definitely don't really want to listen to it. I don't think. We'll see. I mean, some of these things could hold. I think, Philip, I think gold is going to the moon. Whether it's going up now or not is the question. My target on gold on the monthly time frame is 2,550 for the wave 3. And that's the lowest target. It could possibly even go higher than that. But that's the monthly time frame, and that could possibly take a very, very, very long time to play out. But my target on gold is 2,500, which is a long ways up. So I totally agree with your idea of it going to the moon for sure. So I had to getting dark. I had to turn on the light. There we go. Now I can see. Sitting here in the dark. Nice. There we go. Yeah. Everybody's waiting for Powell. Oh, here he comes. That guy's like taking the pictures. He's so happy.
Good afternoon. My colleagues and I remain squarely focused on our dual mandate to promote maximum employment and stable prices for the American people. The economy has made considerable progress toward our dual mandate objectives. Inflation has eased substantially, while the labor market has remained strong. And that is very good news. But inflation is still too high, ongoing progress in bringing it down is not assured, and the path forward is uncertain. We are fully committed to returning inflation to our 2% goal. Restoring price stability is essential to achieve a sustainably strong labor market that benefits all. Today, the FOMC decided to leave our policy interest rate unchanged and to continue to reduce our securities holdings. Our restrictive stance of monetary policy has been putting downward pressure on economic activity and inflation. As labor market tightness has eased and progress on inflation has continued, the risks to achieving our employment and inflation goals are moving into better balance. I will have more to say about monetary policy after briefly reviewing economic developments. Recent indicators suggest that economic activity has been expanding at a solid pace. GDP growth in the fourth quarter of last year came in at 3.2%. For 2023 as a whole, GDP expanded 3.1%, bolstered by strong consumer demand as well as improving supply conditions. Activity in the housing sector was subdued over the past year, largely reflecting high mortgage rates. High interest rates also appear to have weighed on business fixed investment. In our summary of economic projections, committee participants generally expect GDP growth to slow from last year's pace, with a median projection of 2.1% this year and 2% over the next 2 years. Participants generally revised up their growth projections since December, reflecting the strength of incoming data, including data on labor supply. The labor market remains relatively tight, but supply and demand conditions continue to come into better balance. Over the past 3 months, payroll job gains averaged 265,000 jobs per month. The unemployment rate has edged up but remains low at 3.9%. Strong job creation has been accompanied by an increase in the supply of workers, reflecting increases in participation among individuals aged 25 to 54 years, and a continued strong pace of immigration. Nominal wage growth has been easing, and job vacancies have declined. Although the jobs to workers gap has narrowed, labor demand still exceeds the supply of available workers. FOMC participants expect the rebalancing in the labor market to continue, easing upward pressure on inflation. The median unemployment rate projection in the SEP is 4.0% at the end of this year and 4.1% at the end of next year. Inflation has eased notably over the past year, but remains above our longer-run goal of 2%. Estimates based on the Consumer Price Index and other data indicate that total PCE prices rose 2.5% over the 12 months ending in February, and that excluding the volatile food and energy categories, core PCE prices rose 2.8%. Longer-term inflation expectations appear to remain well anchored, as reflected in a broad range of surveys of households, businesses, and forecasters, as well as from measures from financial markets. The median projection in the SEP for total PCE inflation falls to 2.4% this year, 2.2% next year, and 2% in 2026. The Fed's monetary policy actions are guided by our mandate to promote maximum employment and stable prices for the American people. My colleagues and I are acutely aware that high inflation imposes significant hardship as it erodes purchasing power, especially for those least able to meet the higher costs of essentials like food, housing, and transportation. We are strongly committed to returning inflation to our 2% objective. The committee decided at today's meeting to maintain the target range for the federal funds rate at 5.25% to 5.5%, and to continue the process of significantly reducing our securities holdings. As labor market tightness has eased and progress on inflation has continued, the risks to achieving our employment and inflation goals are coming into better balance. We believe that our policy rate is likely at its peak for this tightening cycle, and that, if the economy evolves broadly as expected, it will likely be appropriate to begin dialing back policy restraint at some point this year. The economic outlook is uncertain, however, and we remain highly attentive to inflation risks. We are prepared to maintain the current target range for the federal funds rate for longer, if appropriate. We know that reducing policy restraint too soon or too much could result in a reversal of the progress we have seen on inflation and ultimately require even tighter policy to get inflation back to 2%.
Even tighter policy. Wow.
At the same time, reducing policy restraint too late or too little could unduly weaken economic activity and employment. In considering any adjustments to the target range for the federal funds rate, the committee will carefully assess incoming data, the evolving outlook, and the balance of risks. The committee does not expect it will be appropriate to reduce the target range until it has gained greater confidence that inflation is moving sustainably down toward 2%. Of course, we're committed to both sides of our dual mandate, and an unexpected weakening in the labor market could also warrant a policy response. We will continue to make our decisions meeting by meeting. In our SEP, FOMC participants wrote down their individual assessments of an appropriate path for the federal funds rate based on what each participant judges to be the most likely scenario going forward. If the economy evolves as projected, the median participant projects that the appropriate level of the federal funds rate will be 4.6% at the end of this year, 3.9% at the end of 2025, and 3.1% at the end of 2026, still above the median longer-term funds rate. These projections are not a committee decision or plan. If the economy does not evolve as projected, the path for policy will adjust as appropriate to foster our maximum employment and price stability goals.
OBS, and I turned down the
Turning to our balance sheet, our securities holdings have declined by nearly $1.5 trillion since the committee began reducing our portfolio.
Normally, I don't even listen to the speech.
At this meeting, we discussed issues related to slowing the pace of decline in our securities holdings.
He's actually throwing out a lot of hints about the future.
While we did not make any decisions today
on
this, the general sense of the committee is that it will be appropriate to slow the pace of runoff fairly soon, consistent with the plans we previously issued. The decision to slow the pace of runoff does not mean that our balance sheet will ultimately shrink by less than it would otherwise.
He's throwing out a lot of hints about what he's going to do in the future.
Approach that ultimate level more gradually.
He's willing to even
in particular,
tighten
slowing
policies
the pace
even
of
more if
runoff
he's
will
got
help ensure a smooth transition,
inflation.
reducing the possibility that money markets experience stress and thereby facilitating the ongoing decline in our securities holdings, consistent with reaching the appropriate level of ample reserves.
Oh, things could definitely keep going.
We remain committed to bringing inflation back down to our 2% goal and to keeping our longer-term inflation expectations well anchored. Restoring price stability is essential to set the stage for achieving maximum employment and price stability over the long term.
Normally, it pulls way back.
To conclude, we understand that our actions affect communities, families, and businesses across the country. Everything we do is in service to our public mission.
Maybe Powell's making himself so clear
that we at the Fed will do everything we can to achieve our maximum employment and price stability goals. Thank you.
Oh, here comes the kid. Look at all the people. They're ready to go, raising their hands.
Microphone, right? Steve Leisman, CNBC. Mr. Chairman, the projections show somewhat higher core inflation. They also show somewhat stronger growth. What should we infer from this notion that on average rates were kept the same this year, but inflation is higher and growth is higher? Does it mean more tolerance for higher inflation and less of a willingness to slow the economy to achieve that target?
At the beginning of the meeting, I think it's going to go down. I just thought.
Well, it doesn't. No, it doesn't mean that. What it means is that we've seen incoming as I pointed out in my opening remarks, we did mark up our growth forecast, and so have many other forecasters. So the economy is performing well. And the inflation data came in a little bit higher as a separate matter, and I think that caused people to write up their inflation. But nonetheless, we continue to make good progress on bringing inflation down. And so,
when you just to follow up, when you say that you're willing to either maintain the rate for longer, what is the tolerance of the Federal Reserve for inflation coming in above its 2% target?
So we're strongly committed to bringing inflation down to 2% over time. That is our goal, and we will achieve that goal. Markets believe we will achieve that goal, and they should believe that, because that's what will happen over time. But we stress over time. And so I think we're making projections
Nobody wants to hear what they have to say, do they? That's funny. Oh, look at it. It's starting to pick up some speed. Yeah, nobody cares what they have to say. That's for sure. Man, maybe the direction's in. Kind of seems like the market pretty much agrees on what's going on. That's for sure. Yeah, yeah, definitely. I was trying to make it so you guys could hear the video at the same time, but closed caption is on, so take profit for gold. Nice. Yeah, it's gaining some a little bit of momentum, isn't it? That's a pretty good move, isn't it? Makes you wonder if this whole thing up was just one big old trap. It definitely could be. That's been my original thoughts until just like this last week when it made this last push up. I was like, that's looking way too strong to be a correction. But honestly, if you look back at some of these old corrections, you probably would have said the same thing about maybe this right here. Maybe that right there, you would have said that's too strong to be a correction. So we'll see. It might just keep going down for all we know. Nothing has really broken the highs from the peak, I don't think, has it? Maybe the pound has a little bit. Yeah, I think the pound's looking pretty strong. Aussie's looking pretty strong. Oh, the dollar CAD's definitely looking strong to the downside. Dollar yen, big turn. Gold, big move up. Could be wave 5 coming at us. If this move, like I was saying right at the beginning of the meeting, if these breakup structures hold, then I would be more than happy to change directions. I gotta wait until the speech is over before I would even remotely decide on a direction like that. But if this structure break right here holds, then I say the wave 4 is over. So we gotta obviously wait and see. We gotta make it through the speech before we get too excited. That's for sure. Definitely does look like it could still be a crescent though, doesn't it? That's what my original thoughts. If you watched my videos last week, I said this is impulsive, this is corrective, and it's gonna keep going up. It's on the euro dollar and the pound dollar. I definitely still think it makes sense for that to happen, but I don't know. All the dollar pairs really do look like they could go down more. So I'm not really convinced about it. Even right now, I'm not really convinced. I think this still could be a little bit of a trap, but we'll see. The pound dollar, I think, is one of the ones that makes the most sense to just keep going up. If you watch my videos on the monthly time frame, that's what I expect is up anyways. So it would make a lot more sense for some of them to keep going. But I thought for sure today was going to be a little bit of another move to the downside before it actually did rally, which I still think it is. But we'll see. If this breaker starts it holds, even though that's not a straight line, then that's the end. That's probably going up. Oh wow, look at things are things just moved a lot, didn't they? Somebody must have said something. Big mover. I don't think that's gonna turn anymore. That's for sure. Yeah, the market already had it played in, didn't it? Because this thing's been going down all day. This thing's been going down real strong all day, so the market already had this move played into it, didn't it? Wow, that is a strong move. I think some of the things that Powell said during his speech is really kind of surprising people because he literally said that he's willing to raise rates if he's got to. He's willing to tighten them more. That's not really what people expect. People think that rates are going down. If you actually look at history, the same thing happened back in the early 80s or whatever it was when last inflation, definitely before my time, but um, what happened back then when they had that really, really high inflation is inflation went up and then it started to go down just like it is now. And then what happened is that moved down was a crescent to the uptrend and then it went up even more. So inflation got a lot worse. Everybody thought it was getting better, but then it got way, way worse, which I think is a lot of people are saying that's what's going to happen. So we'll see. I hope not, but Powell's ready though. He says he's ready to raise rates again if he's got to. So I think that's a pretty big surprise to people. I just want to see when this speech is over. I'm glad he's already doing the Q&A. He might be done in another 10, 15 minutes or so. Yeah, okay, Fizzy. I don't know about that. I just follow a few economical people on YouTube, like more economic that have been saying that. There's a few people I follow, economists, that are just talking about, what happened last time inflation was bad, which was only about 40 years ago. Yeah, wow, that movement's definitely holding. Big mover. That's nice, though, honestly. I'm not in the trade, I'm already out, but yeah, that's a nice mover. Real nice mover. Things are cranking. If these moves hold, then this thing's going up. We're in a wave three on the weekly, which is good for me because I know what I need to do for the next several months. If this wave three gets confirmed, I am going to be very happy because I'll be trading in the other direction for a very long time, which is awesome. That's when we can build a position and make some real money. This is the analysis I've had on these things for a very long time on the weekly and monthly. One, two, three. I personally think we're in a wave three right now. I was just thinking that maybe the wave three wasn't the wave two of three, like a one of three, a two of three wasn't over yet. Which it still might not be, but boy, it's looking like it is over. These moves are pretty strong. Very, very strong. And gold, as far as gold goes, my target on gold, which I've been saying in my videos for several weeks now, is 25,000, which is the 161.8 all the way up here. Now this is the monthly, so this is going to take a very, very long time to play out. I mean, it's going to be up and down, but yeah, I definitely think that's my target right there, 25.50. That's a long ways up there, but still, we're talking about the monthly there, so. Ooh, wow, gold is got a heck of a move. Boy, if that thing turns into a spike reversal now, I'd be awful surprised. I don't think that's pretty much gonna happen now with what he was saying. About silver, I know, silver's cranking. Everything's flying. US dollar yen even made a big, big turn. Are the yen pairs themselves moving? I bet they are. No, they're really not though. Excuse me. Hmm. Yeah, I'm surprised the yen pairs are moving a little more, honestly. Risk on currency, People are still probably waiting for this speech to get over. I know I am. Let's see here. What about my other trades got going on? Yeah, not really much. I've been holding out. Oh, wow. That one trade is definitely doing good still. The Aussie Kiwi. I've been long the Aussie Kiwi for almost 2 weeks. A beautiful, beautiful trade. Amazing trade, honestly. Do, 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 do. Uh, We got a pretty important structure right here. Like they say, that it's not open till Powell sings, that's for sure. It's not over till it's over. So, yeah, wow, so we'll see. What about gold? Do you see it going down or just up? We gotta wait for Powell. Like I said, we really have to wait and see what happens. you really can't trust any of these moves until it's over, because it could change pretty easily. And they look like solid turns at this point. I was saying right at the beginning of the live stream, if it breaks structure and holds above it, then I'd be more than happy to start looking for longs. That's for sure. I wouldn't try to catch this falling knife though. I wouldn't try to go long now. But if these moves hold, I am definitely going to be looking for longs, 100%. I might even throw some limit orders in here. See what happens. Stop loss down here. Throw a pack of limit orders in. But first of all, we got to see if this thing holds. That's like a tomorrow missing, not a today missing. Definitely. First, you got to see if this starts a break holds. Once this speech is over, let the smoke clear a little bit. Give it an hour after the speech is over. If this thing holds, then I am going to probably almost definitely throw a few limit orders in, catch the move down. It looks like it's holding. Like I said, man, I was surprised what he was saying about. I think that kind of surprised everybody, honestly, what he was saying about being willing to do more if he had to. Which honestly is what he's been saying right from the beginning. So I mean, I really do give the guy credit. I mean, he's doing exactly what he said he was going to do right from the beginning. So I really don't phase him for that at all. I kind of give him credit for it. So really got to see what happens. But boy, if these things are really what they look like they could be, it's a pretty big deal. We're talking about weekly time frame stuff here. If you've seen any of my videos, you know what I mean. But we're talking about weekly time frame wave threes. If this is really what it is. Hey Stefan, how's it going, buddy? I don't know if you're on my live stream, but probably not. So let's see what happens. Got a pretty good audience, so definitely thanks for showing up. I really do appreciate it. I think that my weekly time frame analysis that I've been talking about for probably longer than you guys want to admit, uh, like a long time, pretty much since down here, I've been saying that these are wave threes on the weekly. If this move holds, then I'm definitely confirmed wave three. And honestly, that's really good because that means we're in for a major, major uptrend throughout the next 6 months. Which it ain't gonna just go in a straight line. There's gonna be a ton of pullbacks. I've had this little square right here on my charts for a very long time. I wish you could almost see what date I actually put that on there, but I don't think it says. Maybe it does somewhere, but boy, if these moves hold, I'm actually thrilled. I had a little teeny trade on the euro dollar, but I didn't hold on to anything. That's for sure. Yeah, probably. We'll see. Powell is still talking. Look at him go. He's still talking. He could go for another 15 minutes or so. Oh wow, look at that US dollar CAD. 1, 2. We're getting ready to start a wave three. This is good news, honestly, because if this is a confirmed wave three on the weekly, we are in really, really good shape. Definitely. US dollar Swiss still doesn't look that strong. To the downside, that is. Yeah, right. Yeah. I'm just waiting for the power speeds to be over now. Sorry, guys. I'm just kind of hanging out, waiting, see what happens. Look at gold. Wow. Wow. Gold is on fire. Can I move this over? Oh, yeah, there we go. That's better. Way better. Once this speech is over, which I don't think there's no going back now. Look at this thing. I don't think that's no spike reversal. That's for sure. The market agrees. That's for sure. This is wave three of three. This is a one, a two, and a wave three on gold. That's the monthly time frame. That's a pretty big deal potentially. We'll see. I mean, it does look like it could be a wave five, unlike the daily range, but I don't know. All the other dollar pairs look like they're starting at wave three, and if they're in a wave three, then this is going to be a wave three too, for sure. And it's already in a wave three probably. So, is it over? Not yet, huh? Still going. Still going. What else? I think these in higher time frames are really important because no matter what you see on the sort of time frames, the higher time frames, I don't care if you trade on the 10-minute time frame, 5-minute time frame. This weekly time frame and monthly time frame is so extremely important. That's why every single time when I make a video, even though a lot of people probably wonder why, I always do the full top-down analysis. Because for me, the most important time frames are the daily to weekly to monthly. Even if I'm on the 5-minute time frame, those daily, weekly, monthly time frames are so, so important. Unreal how important that stuff is. I think they're starting to wind down, boy. They might be almost finished. They usually keep it to about 35 minutes, 40 minutes, something like that, half an hour, something like that. And don't forget that we have a lot of where's the oh sorry, let me turn this off for a second. So tomorrow, don't forget about tomorrow either because it's a very, very action-packed week, that's for sure. So not only tomorrow do we have all this PMI news, but we also have the Swiss interest rate news tomorrow. So tomorrow the Switzerland is doing their interest rate. And then also pound is doing the interest rate tomorrow. Plus we got all this PMI news. Plus we got pound, not pound, yen CPI. Hey, Quizzy, yeah, awesome, huh? That's awesome. That is real good. Quizzy is another one that's been in the Discord group for a very, very long time. Thanks for the support. I really do appreciate it. We got unemployment claims, unemployment rate, retail sales, Yo Summit on Friday, and then we also got Powell talking again on Friday. So we got a lot going on this week. Oh, awesome! Congratulations! Did it make a nice five-way pattern on the sort of time frames? Is he still talking? Oh yeah, he's still talking. Oh, look at that on the 5-minute. My God, Quizzy, you're correct. Look at it. Look at that setup. Wow. Well, yeah, on the 5-minute time frame, perfect ABC correction right to the T. Look at that, baby. And 3 ways down, impulsive up. Awesome. Congratulations. Beautiful trade. Awesome, awesome. Even the pound dollar, look at that, baby. Wow. 1, 2, 3 ways down, 5-minute time frame. Perfect ABC correction. Amazing stuff. Let's see. Now we got to see if these moves hold. I think there's no going back at this point, honestly. I think those wave threes on the weekly are probably confirmed. We'll definitely find out over the next day, that's for sure. Because this thing will it's not going to just keep going, but it'll probably make a pullback, but it's going to be a pretty crazy move, that's for sure. Look at that. But even the Kiwi yen, US dollar CAD, this one's more like, look at that. Perfect 3-way ABC correction. Perfect, perfect correction. 5-minute time frame. That's a pretty awesome little trade right there. Gold. Look at gold. Look how impulsive that is. Went down, grabbed probably 50% of the liquidity. Perfect ABC correction. And then back up it goes. Wow. That's awesome. Those 5-minute time frames gave you a perfect entry, didn't they? Big time. Amazing stuff. Now, is it just going to keep going is the question. I feel like it's going to lose some momentum here. If it doesn't, then I would say wave 3 is 100% confirmed. Slowly doing its pullback. Slow pullback. We can't we can't call it yet until this guy is done with his speech. Normally this time I get so bored with the speech I just start drawing some horns, give him some nice big old eyebrows, maybe a mustache, make him smoke a cigarette. Oh, oh, he's still going. I was gonna say, is he done? All right, let's see if we get a breaker structure on the 1 minute time frame. Breaker structure to the downside would be your exit. Lower high, but I mean, if I was looking at this scalp head, I get the news, then I think lower high might have been my exit, and then look for a re-entry if it gives you one at least. It ain't over till it's over. Wait and see this thing go down, break structure. At least we'll know that wave is over, and then we can put a Fibonacci retracement on there. And if it makes another ABC correction, get in again. Or if it goes down and starts making a 1, 2, 3, then you'll know it's going the other way. So if you pay enough attention, usually you can tell. But the thing is once this is over, we'll be back in the Asian session, and probably at least for a few hours, things will slow down a little bit. Maybe get another entry in the early European session or the early London session. Still pulling back. Look at it go. These sort of time frames are such mind games, but boy, even on the 1 minute, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. Yeah, I can't really see a wave 1 in there. It might be if you went on like the 32nd. There's probably a 1 in there. 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect ABC correction. Look at that. 1 minute time frame. Perfect ABC correction. You see these ABCs everywhere from the monthly to the 1 minute. They're not always so perfect, but that was a nice one, that's for sure. Man, all this price action over the last couple of days looks like nothing compared to today. Throws your scale way off. It's funny. So what I'm waiting for now is I'm waiting to see if it's breaking structure. If it does a break structure and it makes like another three-way pattern, you could possibly even get in again. But if it does break structure, then what I would do at that point, I was throw my Fibonacci on here from bottom to top, and then I would have to observe what happens because, oops, yeah, let me get rid of that. Because it should do a three-way pattern, whether it's an ABC or not, after a structure break. So I'd probably do this, maybe something like that. And then if on the third wave, you could go short, not knowing whether you're looking at a wave 3 or a wave C. So you would go short there, only if it broke structure. Then you could learn and maybe earn at the same time, because if it goes down, bounces from a fib level, breaks structure to the upside, you get out. And then you reverse your position, go long. If that doesn't happen, instead it starts really moving fast, making no break of structure, then obviously it wouldn't take too long before you knew it was a wave 3, and then you just sit in the trade and just enjoy the profit without knowing what's going to happen next. So wait for that break of structure. If it happens, then you need to learn and earn at the same time, whether it makes a C or a 3. And there's definitely ways of doing it. You can throw a base channel on there. You can throw your Fibonacci extension on there. If you know how the relationship between Elliott wave and Fibonacci works, then you know exactly what extension levels that you should be looking for, Fibonacci extension, and you could look for likely Fibonacci retracement levels and learn and earn at the same time, whether you're looking at a wave 3 or wave C. So let's see. If anybody hasn't done so, definitely join my free Discord channel. It's 100% free to join. You never have to pay a dime if you do not want to. 100% free to join. Definitely check it out. I really do want to build a more lively community of people in there, just willing to help each other out. Join up. It's not going to cost you a penny. It's 100% free. I don't know about that. Maybe. You might be right. It just bounced from the 23%, didn't it? I guess you could call that 3 ways down. I don't know. Waiting for this guy to stop talking, then maybe I could see it going down again. If anybody wants to check out my membership, like I said, it really helps support my channel because YouTube pays me about $200 a month for what I do. So if anybody wants to help support the channel, and it also comes with all these benefits, which I do include all my swing trades. Anytime I enter a swing trade, I tell the group that I'm entering it. I tell everybody where my stop loss is. Includes all the private channels on Discord. There's a trading course on my website too, 35 videos. All that comes free for $30 a month. It's a very, very, very cheap offer. And I do these live Zoom meetings every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I do a London live stream. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I do a 2-hour New York live stream where we look for trades together. Just the other day, who was in the group a little while, man, yesterday, his trade idea made us some real good money on gold. That was an awesome trade. So we try to help each other out. It's a community of people that really just want to help each other out. We want to learn from each other, trade each other's ideas. The link for that is in the chat and in the description also. fxpipcollector.com. Is this speech over or what? Nope, still going. I'm gonna have to take a bathroom break if he doesn't end pretty soon. My God. I got Uber Eats coming too. I told all the people in my group this morning in the New York live stream that in the New York Zoom meeting that I was gonna order Uber Eats tonight and get it delivered for 7:30 because this is like a 2-hour live stream by the time you're done. It takes forever for this speech to get over. So no cooking dinner tonight, that's for sure. Oh, come on. Yeah, I had my long on oil was a loss today. I would be the first to admit that. But it was a tiny little loss. I got out as soon as it broke down low. I got out, but I still think it's gonna go up again. I just think now it's gonna make an ABC correction. But boy, we had an amazing trade in a couple of different places, like the euro dollar. I think it's likely to do something like this at this point. Probably some sort of an ABC, I would say. I'd probably come down to this area maybe and back up again. At this point, I'm definitely looking for longs, definitely. For sure. I think it's pretty clear on the higher time frames that this isn't over yet. Very clear. It might not even be a wave V. Do have an alternative count on my higher time frames that would tell me that this is just going to keep on trending up. But hey, Trader Joe, how's it going, buddy? If this speech ends and I have it as a wave 3 on this higher time frames. On the monthly, weekly time frame, I have this as a wave 3, which I've had for a very long time. And if this thing holds, which it looks like it is, then I would say wave 3, yeah. I totally agree. I don't know if you're listening, but I think you are. I'll type it just in case. Okay, cool. Yeah, it looks like a wave three, that's for sure. Yeah, I had some buys in. I ended up getting out, and then I ended up going short. And I made some money on the short. I made some money here, and we made a little bit of money on this one too. But I was thinking today I was because we never swept these lows. I was thinking we were gonna go down to a spike reversal. So I was in the trade, but only for a very very short amount of time. I was thinking famous spike reversal. Spike reversal is such a famous pattern for this news. Yeah, it depends how we close for sure, but not 1 hour time frame. But yeah, it looks like a pretty solid move, doesn't it? Maybe on the 4 hour time frame, it could possibly turn into a spike, but I doubt it at this point. Like I was saying, that if this breaks structure and holds, which it definitely looks like it is, then this is probably almost definitely an ABC correction. Like I said, I got out and then I went short twice and made some money, and now it's just like, I should have just built that long position. I got in once at the 38, and then got in again someplace down here, and then got out, and then ended up shorting it a couple times. I was having doubts about it being a wave three anymore. If you saw my most recent video, I was like I said, that's why I need to see if this how this thing closes today, because I still have doubts about this. But this is the alternative count that we've been looking at this week on the daily. This right here. But I don't. If this move holds, I would say that's definitely out the window. And my original count was that this was a motive wave correction. And if this right here really is a motive wave correction, then the correction is over. We already have a wave one, we have a wave two, and we're already in a wave three. And this move down is just a subdivision of that wave three, which is probably going to make a ton of subdivisions if that's the case. So I definitely want to see how this closes. But boy, wave three is looking pretty likely. Very, very likely. I was watching it on the 1 minute time frame for a little while just to stay entertained. It's looking pretty nice. It's right on the 78% too. Perfect. Should have just trusted my original position, even though I made a little money on the shorts. If I just stayed in my original trade, I would have been very, very excited. I was in the pound and the euro. I got out of both of them and kind of reversed right around here. And like I said, I made some money on the shorts, but I was almost starting to think this was the ABC now, and that this was going to actually go down. Oh my God, yeah, you ain't kidding. That's why, like, if you zoom out a little bit, it makes the rest of the price action look, it messes up your scale so much. Such a big move, it messes up your scale when you zoom out. That's a pretty good sign. Look at that thing. How many pips was that move? Boy, just from top to bottom. 53. Boy, I bet the pound probably has a lot more than that. This from when the news came out, not the whole move. 61, not really too much more. They're probably all pretty similar, huh? 47. One of them, the US dollar Swiss, barely even moved. Oh, that's only 40. Look at that one. Whew, that is a nice move. There we go, 60, 59, 60. Oh, I guess the US dollar Swiss did end up making a pretty good move. I still wouldn't be too excited about shorting the US dollar yen, honestly, though. I still think the yen is going up. So don't be careful on this one if you are trying to short it. I still think there's a good chance that the yen is going to keep pushing that one up, but maybe not. And gold, my real target on gold is 2,500. So long, long, long ways up there. The 4 hour time frame, it definitely does look like it could be a 345, but very, very, very long ways up there is what I'm targeting. For sure. Hopefully these things play out like we expect. It definitely looks like they're going to. All right. I'm gonna have to take a quick 2-minute break, and I'll come right back, and hopefully the speech is about over by then. Give me 2 minutes. Maybe I could turn the volume back on. You guys can listen to Powell for a couple minutes while I go use the restroom.
Every day and in every way.
Well, to follow up, has there ever been a day where you wanted to put that genie back in the bottle somewhat?
Of course not.
Let's go to Jennifer for the last question.
Thank you, Chair Powell. Jennifer Schonberger with Yahoo Finance. Not to harp too much more on confidence and inflation, but you did say earlier in this press conference that the recent inflation data hasn't raised anyone's confidence. But when you testified before the Senate a couple weeks ago, you told lawmakers that you are, quote, not far from receiving the confidence needed on inflation to begin cutting rates. So are you still of that belief or not? What are we to take by those words, not far?
So let me say my main message at that in those 2 days of hearings was really that the committee needs to see more evidence to build our confidence that inflation is moving down sustainably toward our 2% goal, and we don't expect that it will be appropriate to begin to reduce rates until we're more confident that that is the case. That is the case. I said that any number of times, so those were kind of the main part of the message. We repeated that today in our statement. I also, to the language you mentioned, I really pointed out that we had made significant progress over the past year, and what we're looking for now is confirmation that that progress will continue. We had a series of inflation readings over the second half of last year that were really much lower. We didn't overreact, as I mentioned, but that's what I had in mind.
But given that you said that PCE for February, 2.8%, the estimate, and that we have been seeing PCE, core PCE, coming down by 10% every month, I mean, wouldn't you be at about 2.4% this summer, June, July, to a point where you could cut then?
Well, we'll just have to see how the data come in. We would, of course, love to get great inflation data. We got really good inflation data on in the second part of last year.
I can't believe he's still going. My God, what is he talking about? The move is in. It's over. Definitely seems like it's over. Oh, last question. Nice. Thank heaven, huh? Oh, yeah. There we go. There he goes. He is walking. He has left the stage. Thank heavens. It's over. And it looks like it's holding, huh? It definitely looks like it's holding. Yeah, I think we have a pretty solid turn. I think this weekly time frame analysis is right on the money, which is good, honestly, because I think this thing potentially is going to go up and catch these highs. I personally think the euro dollar is going up to like 1.23, 1.24. Unfortunately, because I live in Europe and I get paid in dollars, but it's kind of what I think. So, it's really, really solid move. I wouldn't get in now thinking that's just going to keep rallying because it's probably not, but all these higher weekly time frame analysis that I've been talking about for every single video for months now, that this is a running flat wave 2, and now we're in a wave 3. And now we're in subdivision 1, 2, and wave 3 of wave 3. So this is subdivision 1, 2, 3. So this is most likely a wave 3 of wave 3 if this is the case. Probably pretty likely. Aussie dollar 1, 2, and 3. And if this is really what we're looking at, don't worry about FOMO if you're not in it, because this literally could be the beginning of a humongous move if this is really what we're looking at. And he literally just told us 2026 is when they expect inflation to be back to 2% if everything goes right. What's the chances of everything going right? Probably not that great. Kiwi dollar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Subdivision of wave C of wave Y. I think this is a W. I think this is an X. Not as clear on this one, but if you look at correlated pairs, WXY, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of C. It's looking pretty confirmed to me. US dollar CAD, 1, 2, big wave 3. Like you have to zoom way out or go to the monthly to even see it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it's not just going to go down in a straight line. There's going to be tons and tons of pullbacks. But if this is really what we're looking at, this is a big deal. US dollar Swiss really didn't do it like as much. It's kind of funny. I don't know if the Swiss is holding these things up or what, but I still think this is a subdivision too. I think this move up is a crescent to this move down. This is right here. It might be over, but the Swiss is definitely holding that thing up. It must be. US dollar yen. I still have a feeling that this could go up, but probably not right now. Probably not this week even. But I think there's a pretty good chance this is going to go up to the 100% Fibonacci extension. It's not going to be because of the dollar. It's probably going to be because of the yen. And gold, my target on gold is pie sky target up here. You gotta like move the chart just to see it. My target is 161.8, 2550. I think this is a 1-2. I have a why do I have a label as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this stuff? Oh yeah, yeah. I have it labeled as a wave 5, but I don't even think it's a wave 5. I might as well just delete that. So I think that we're in a wave 3 right now. I think this is a subdivision 1, 2, and this is going to go up and make a 3, a 4, and a 5, just like this. $2,500 gold. Here we come, I think. So, sorry. Done a lot of talking today. I've had, like I said, I do these live streams every day for my premium members, and we look for trades on these live streams, and we listen to other people's opinions. Yesterday, one of our members, Menu, gave us a really great setup on gold. But anyways, on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I do a London session Zoom meeting. On Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I do a New York session Zoom meeting where we trade together, basically. We look for trades. And don't think that I'm a scalper because I'm definitely not. I don't really trade the very short time frames. But I do share all my swing trades with the group. I do give you access to private channels on Discord where all the stuff is located. You get access to my trading course here on the website, which is about 35 videos long. So that way you can understand how I trade and what I'm looking at. And yeah, these live trading sessions I think is the real key for everybody, especially if you're able to attend them because we trade live at these meetings all the time. So if anybody's interested, the link is in the chat and in the description. Definitely join my Discord channel. If not, the Discord channel is free to join, so definitely check it out. Ah, nice Menu. Awesome, buddy. Man, that thing made an amazing pullback, didn't it? So my website is in the chats and in the description. 72, there's the man Menu right there. We're just talking about you. Look at that, 72. Look at this guy. Did I read that right? You in it? Oh, I'm looking at the 72. Oh, nice. That's pretty good. Perfect, huh? Look at that rally you got. Awesome job, buddy. You killed it today. You already did good earlier. I was hearing some of the trades you got in earlier. And you was killing it on gold. He's the gold man. We all call him the gold man because he loves his gold. Awesome job, buddy. Congratulations. I love to hear that type of stuff. I switched it to gold. I'm on gold right now. I did have it on the EU. I think there might be a little bit of a lag between my video or something, though. Oh. Yeah, I got it on gold. I just went it down to the 1 minute time frame for a minute. Just to check it out a little bit. You must have got in on this pullback right here. After the break up, right? In there out of 92. Oh man, you killed it today. You killed it. Awesome job, buddy. Awesome job. Manu was killing it earlier today too. He's gonna be really the gold man. You keep that up. Awesome job. You have to get like I don't know, some gold jewelry for your BMW or something. Like a gold skirt for it or something. Awesome job. Congratulations. Very, very nice. I think it is almost done for the day though, so it's no break of structure yet, so don't say it's over yet, but I think it probably is gonna be almost done for the day. I don't think they're just gonna keep on pushing all night long, but you never know, I guess. Powell really said some things that I think really surprised the market. In his speeches, he usually doesn't come that straight out with it. He said that he's willing to. He said, first of all, he doesn't project inflation to be back to 2% until 2026, which basically means that interest rates might not even be going down anytime soon. And also, he said he's willing to do what it takes. If he said if they have to make more tightening, which basically means higher interest, then they're willing to do it. So I think the market had a little bit of a surprise today. You can tell, obviously, because that was a big move, huge move. Last interest rate news 6 weeks ago definitely didn't move the market like that. It still could be a correction, but I'm definitely going to be going short at the first pullback to find out. I'll definitely be learning whether it's a wave A or wave 1 or wave B or wave 2 while I'm short and making a bunch of money. And if it's a wave C, I'll get out and go long. If it's a wave 3, I'll stay in and make a bunch more money. So more than happy to do so. Definitely a solid move. Very, 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 very nice. Yeah, buddy, do it. Definitely. Awesome. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, my news, the gold man for sure. Well, the speech is over. My Uber Eats is going to be here in just a couple of minutes. So as always, I really thank you guys all. I've been doing live streams on Tuesday and Thursday to help support, my subscribers on YouTube. So I really do appreciate the support. Definitely make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. It makes a huge difference, to push my content out to new people. I really do like doing these live streams because it's a good way to thank people on Tuesday and Thursdays because then I can just take requests. Hey Jimmy, how's it going, buddy? How's things been going with you? Hopefully pretty good. Someday we'll have to chat in the chats or something. I ain't seen you in a while. So anyways, oh awesome. Congrats. Good, good, good. So as always, I really hope you guys had a good night. Yeah, no problem, Danny. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming. That was a good night. Awesome trade. I will be the first to admit that I didn't get most of that trade. I didn't get any pullbacks or nothing, but I tried to go short on the euro dollar. I was short right there, and then I was short right there, and then I got out of everything right around here. So I made just a tiny bit of money. So, but we should have definitely gone long. Long is the direction, that's for sure. Look for longs. That's the key. Shorting the dollar. We're gonna be shorting the dollar for the next 3 months, maybe 6 months. Build a position to the short side. Yeah, no problem. I'll talk to you guys in the morning. I'm gonna go get my food, and as always, I hope everybody really enjoys the rest of the night. As always, thank you and happy trading.